Hi, welcome back to The Scent Advocate. Another night where I kind of just got home from work and I'm feeling really inspired. I got some samples, some of which are travel size bottles, and I really want to talk about them. I tried the small, the 1 ml samples, and I was really crazy about the notes in the fragrances I read about from this house, and I'm so excited. So the house is Sorce, and it's out of Charlotte, North Carolina. And I read up on it, and it's kind of got this new age, kind of witchy vibe to it. Very cool stuff. I loved what I read about the handmade small batches. I love indie houses, as you know if you followed this channel. And the fragrances I've sampled, like I said, today and once before, just blew me away. So I want to talk about the samples and travel sizes I got, because I haven't heard anything about this house, at least not much. I think one person commented in a video I made where I mentioned it, and it's just, I'm intrigued. The fragrances are truly amazing. So let's just jump right in. The first fragrance I tried from my sample kind of haul here was 2 a.m. in Lafayette. And oh boy, this is a gourmand. It's a bready gourmand. Imagine a chocolate covered pretzel. Yeah, that is what I get. A warm, fun, nostalgic, cozy gourmand. I wouldn't say this is the most unique fragrance I've ever smelled. I've smelled similar, perhaps out of the house of Jousset, but Jousset. They have incredible gourmands, but this is definitely different. It's not identical to anything. So I would definitely consider buying this, despite the fact that I have Jousset fragrances in my collection that are bready, chocolatey gourmands like Le Gourmand. The chocolate aspect of this is more of a milk chocolate as opposed to a deep cocoa powder that you get in the Jousset Le Gourmand. This is beautiful. I mean, this is breathable food. This is gorgeous. If you love gourmands, you gotta check out 2 a.m. in Lafayette. Absolutely stunning. Next is Vampire Wife. This is probably going to be full bottle for me. This fragrance is a beautiful minty, a winter mint fragrance with a white chocolate beneath. If you've ever had those chocolate mint bark candies from Williams Sonoma at Christmas time, this smells like those taste. You know, the half dark chocolate, the half white chocolate with the crushed candy canes on top. That's this in a bottle. But it's got a little bit of a musk going on in there. Very chic. This is a gourmand you could wear and still feel sophisticated. Not that you can't with other gourmands, but this doesn't scream gourmand. This is something, it's gourmand, but it's, there's something in it for everyone, I think. This is not strictly for gourmand lovers. It's nice. There's a floral in here. I can't put my finger on it. Maybe it's a jasmine. Woo, it's incredible. Vampire Wife. Does it lean feminine? Yeah, a little bit, but I could see this on a guy too. It's definitely unisex, leaning feminine, but it's unisex. Gorgeous. If you've, let me just turn for a second. I hate to do this to you, but I've got a no, it's not a Pierre Guillaume. Forgive me. It's adjacent fragrance. Okay, it's adjacent fragrance that has a similar vibe, and I'll put it in the notes so you can see which one it is. A little bit of a mint cocoa thing going on, and it's not close enough for me not to move forward with Vampire Wife, but if you like that fragrance, you'll probably like this one. Okay, moving on to Witchery. This is a very sharp green fragrance. It's tomato vine, tomato leaf. You know, you break the green part of a tomato plant. So a little bit of a sharp, almost bitter, but not unpleasantly bitter. Herbal, daytime, summer, you could sweat in this and it'll only get better type of fragrance. It's got a dry wood component to it as well, which is really interesting. For me, this is very singular, and I've smelled really great sharp green. So I've got Pulp by Rado. I've got The Garden, or From the Garden, from Maison Margiela. I've got this one. It's a sharp green, Caprifoglio by Santa Maria Novella, and it starts out pretty sharp, and it's a honeysuckle, but it's got that sharp green beginning. So if you know what I'm talking about, a Basilica by Hermes is a pretty sharp green. This is kind of like that, but it's got a wood in there that really softens it up a bit. And it's a dry wood. It almost comes off as powdery, but it's not an orris or an iris or a heliotrope or osmanthus or anything like that. This is really nice, and it settles down. So it comes off very sharp at first, but it settles into a nice, more not mainstream, more wearable. At first you think, whoa, this is great for me and me while I'm gardening. But this is definitely settling to something very vegetal, but nice, pleasant, not sweet at all. It's the opposite of sweet. It epitomizes green. Beautiful stuff. And this is Witchery. Now, I am, for the first time, opening these. This is the travel size, and I haven't opened it yet. Oops, I ripped that one. I've been waiting for this to come back in stock. This is Dreams and Fairy Tales Blueberry. So I think I may have sampled this already for you guys. Or it might have been Dreams and Fairy Tales Vanilla. I can't remember, but let's go. Okay. Yeah, I think I already sampled this one for you. It's beautiful. It's got a nostalgic, very, I'm not picking up as much blueberry. You know, when I sampled it before, I got a lot more blueberry, and I think I said it harkens back to a strawberry shortcake doll blueberry muffin. I'm dating myself, but that's okay. These were all the rage when I was like 10, 9, 8, and that's kind of age range. For some reason, this version, which is the travel size, it's got more of and it's got the blueberry little sticker there. If you can see that. Well, it's got, I don't know if it's a batch thing. Do you guys ever find this happens where, you know, from bottle to bottle, sample to sample, you get a slightly different take. This is much more vanilla. This is coming off more vanilla than blueberry. I'm going to see how it settles down. And look, you know, when you are dealing with indie houses that do small batches, I recognize they follow a formula and consistency is key, but I do think it's a little bit exciting to get a different experience from, I don't know, bottle to bottle. Not tremendously different, right? I mean, that'll throw you off. You are paying for something in particular, but those little nuanced differences, right? It puts a mark of individuality on a fragrance, and I kind of love that. I think it can also have to do with the age of the batch. If it's a little bit older, maybe it's more developed. You know, we hear talk all the time about maceration, and I do think there's something to that. But this one, for some reason, is there. It's blueberry, yeah, but it's a little more vanilla. Okay, so the blueberry is coming out now. Maybe it's just a dry down thing, but let me just tell you, this is universally pleasant. It's a gourmand. It's a fruity gourmand, definitely leans feminine, youthful, bright, just exactly what you'd expect out of a fragrance called Dreams and Fairy Tales Blueberry, right? This takes you back to little girlhood when everything was, you know, bluebells and buttercups and fairy tales and, you know, anything was possible, which is just a wonderful time in a person's life. And I encourage you to try it because it takes you right back to that. Beautiful stuff. All right, next we've got Ephemera, same house. And Ephemera, I have not yet smelled and I do not remember the notes. So let's check this out. This has a mint in it as well, but it's different from Vampire Kiss. I wonder if the notes are written on here. No. So what am I getting from this? A fresh, minty heaviness. The heaviness is good. It's like a bready kind of carbohydrate. All right, it's settling into a creamy mint. This is a milky mint, actually. It's not a carbohydrate. A milky mint, like maybe a mint ice cream. I'm not really an ice cream person, so it's hard for me to say, but if I had to call the ball on this, I'd say this is a mint ice cream. This is so beautiful and so pleasant. Again, I would probably have a tough time choosing between. Now, Vampire's Kiss is settling down a bit in a different direction. Okay. Ephemera is getting a leathery, it's developing with a little bit of leather. Yeah, whew, beautiful, wow. Vampire Kiss is drying down. Wow, you guys. Oh my goodness. This is drying down to a little bit of an anise accord. Definitely anise and mint. And an ever so faint cocoa in the back. Oh, this is great. This stuff is really special. If you guys haven't tried the House of Sorce, do yourselves a favor. This is nice. Wow. And I love how it's developing so quickly, even on the paper. My last sample that I got is a travel size. This one I tried before, and this is what made me curious about the house. And this is called English Major. And I would have gotten a full bottle of this, but it was out of stock. Because again, you're dealing with an indie house, which is cool, but it's small batches, so sometimes you have to wait. That's a price of greatness, right? You want to have a great collection with some of these awesome fragrances in it, you gotta wait. It happens. English Major blew me away. Let's see how this batch is. Oh yeah. This is a powdery white musk. Oh, it's beautiful. A little bit of patchouli. This leans a little more masculine, but I will rock this. It's gorgeous. This is truly, truly addictive. It feels like a, what am I thinking of here? Like riding togs, like something, I don't know, classic British, royal, but really beautiful, leather-clad, polo playing, horse riding, good taste having person. This is nice. I love it. So I will definitely go full bottle on English Major and probably Ephemera, and I will probably end up going full bottle on Vampire Wife. I kept saying Vampire Kiss. Please forgive me. Vampire Wife. Vampire Wife. These are spectacular fragrances. The quality is incredible. Now, I've tried English Major in a previous 1 ml sample on my skin. The projection was moderate. The longevity was a little bit better than moderate. And I have a tendency of testing on the back of my hand, and I am something of a germaphobe, so I wash my hands pretty frequently. And I could smell it even after. I know that I do this, so I smell my hand after I wash them. My hands after I wash them when I'm testing a fragrance to see, does it last? What happens? I mean, it's obviously not ideal. That's not how fragrance is meant to be tested, but what the heck? It's my experience. So I do that, and I got really good residual, I'll call it, residual longevity after having washed my hands with soap. English Major, as it dries down, it gets a little bit of that powdery kind of heliotrope, floral powdery, not iris. Oh, it's lovely. And it goes from being a little bit masculine leaning to more feminine in the dry down. And so this is 6 fragrances from the Sorce. Once again, we've got 2 a.m. in Lafayette. Gorgeous gourmand. Let's see how it's developed. Yeah, still chocolate covered pretzel, but I will tell you, the chocolate settles into more of a salty pretzel. It's amazing. Gorgeous. If you're a gourmand lover, try that. Trust me, you can thank me later. Vampire Wife. Oh, so beautiful. That beautiful mint and a nice woody backdrop to it. Witchery is still a beautiful green, not as sharp, but that vegetal green. It's a little bit linear, so you really have to like that. Tomato leaf, but it's beautiful. We've got Ephemera. Stunning, stunning, stunning. It's a gourmand, meets a little bit of a nut quality in here. And leather, beautiful. And of course, Dreams and Fairy Tales Blueberry. Okay, now you're getting more of that blueberry. It's a dry down thing. Lovely, lovely. And it's a perfumed blueberry, right? It's not as much a photorealistic blueberry. It's a blueberry perfume. And it starts out really youthful, but it matures a little as it dries down. Give these a try. I absolutely adore this house. Sorce, check it out. And hey, if you are not yet a subscriber to the channel, please consider subscribing. I'm trying to build it up. Definitely leave me a comment. Do you know anything about this house? If you do, what's your experience? Are you interested in trying it out? And just tell me what you think. And hey, if you like the video, give me a thumbs up and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.